Alrighty, so the festival is coming to a close and the collab is right around the corner. I kind of just wanted to go over some things in the collab or the festival itself and sort of give thoughts and opinions on some things that were either good or bad. Starting with Demon King, of course, I think that Demon King as a whole was a pretty cool character. I'm not a huge fan of his design, and I definitely think that demons didn't really need the support right now. But I do really like the fact that this character is like kind of shaking up the meta in the sense that most people were just like all the time using CC food and just trying to go first and be the first, unit or like the first person to go first in PvP like all 100% of the time. Whereas this character, it legit is just so good going second that it has sort of shifted the balance, and the lower your CC is and everything, the more desirable the unit kind of becomes almost, which is very, very interesting. Obviously evasion food has like skyrocketed in use, which I think is it was already getting used, don't get me wrong, but I think that CC food in general has just plummeted in like how much people are using it. Obviously there are still teams that aren't the Demon King team that are using it, but I thought that the unit overall was pretty cool. Obviously, anything that I go over in this video, feel free to have let me know your opinions on it, because I do want to hear how your festival experience sort of went. But new chapter was pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of any of his outfits. This one's probably the coolest in my opinion. The new relics, I don't think Esterosa needed a relic this soon. It's pretty mediocre, which I guess is the caveat to it. Obviously he didn't need a really good relic right now since he's still so usable. But I definitely think they could have waited. Jenna's relic is pretty mediocre, but at the same time, it is a bird relic, so I'm just really happy to see an old sort of demonic beast get a new relic, so that's fantastic. Hope they keep that up, because there's a lot of characters still missing relics. Other than that, the one big thing that I wanted to talk about was the login event. There was a lot of controversy around this one. I don't think that they had ill will or bad intentions for this. I genuinely think that they were just trying to be nice and be like, hey, this is a pretty big banner, here's a bunch of free multis for it and everything, because this is the first time that they've ever done this, which I thought was really cool, because obviously it's a big banner. A lot of people wanted to summon on it and everything, and demons are at the top of the meta, so getting free multis to potentially pull those characters is really good. But on the other hand, they dropped Margaret in the part 2, and there's a collaboration coming up, so if you weren't interested in this banner, or you just wanted to maybe pull the character once and move on, or whatever the case may be, if this was a gem reward and they were giving us 300 or 400 gems over the course of 4 weeks, it would have been a lot more usable in different scenarios, which I definitely understand. So I do think that this was kind of a cool thing in a way, but at the same time, for versatility issues, it would have been really nice if these were gems. So I'm definitely going to side with the community on that one. I don't think that Demon King tickets alone were great, just because of the fact that they made the Part 2 banner Margaret, which I thought was kind of scummy. The events in this banner, or in this festival, were all pretty normal, pretty usual things, nothing too crazy. I thought this co-op event boss was kind of cool. At the same time, it was kind of meh. It was just a recycled guild boss on one hand, but I thought it was kind of cool because the guild bosses also have really cool designs. But I don't know. I wish that they would, each festival, they should make a brand new event boss in some way, because in the part 2 of the festival, the second week, not part 2, they brought back Kamara for the 400,000th time. And they basically just recycle Croc Shell, Kimara, Malik. There's a couple of other ones that they do, like Lamech. There's a whole bunch of these guild bosses that they just recycle throughout the year, which is kind of annoying. I would love to see something new for each festival. Maybe that's just me being too wishful thinking, but overall, I don't know. The events were pretty samey, but there was a pretty good amount of materials that you could get out of them, so that was kind of nice. Bringing back the painter sets was pretty cool, to be honest, because I kind of figured that these were going to end up being lost to time, because if you don't get these in the first 2 or 3 hawk passes that they're available, they just kind of go away, and you don't have any really good chance to get them. So All of these are pretty normal events and stuff like that, nothing too crazy. Like I said, new event bosses would be nice. I'm pretty sure this right here, one of these card packs, has the Demon King card in it that a lot of people somehow missed out on. I say somehow, but you know, obviously everybody's got their own things going on. You can't play this game 24/7. I understand that. But the fact that this was only locked behind a 2-week thing was kind of annoying. Like, I mean, if it's a festival that lasts for 4 weeks, and the banner itself is for 5 weeks, which is good because that means us on Global will be able to see the collab characters actually come out before the Demon King banner goes away, which is nice. So you can kind of make your mind up. But, yeah, I don't know. Having these card packs that are limited to this festival, and they don't do that, like, Artifact Card Wish event super often, so people who missed out on this are going to be missing it for quite a while. Not that it's like a huge deal unless you wanted this specific card set, but either way, thought that was kind of weird, kind of stupid, but at the end of the day, you know, it's fine, I guess. Part 2 was Summer Margaret. I think Summer Margaret was kind of a weird choice, but at the same time, I figured that it was going to be some sort of bikini outfit woman character, and I really think best case scenario, it should have been a Ragnarok character that doubled as a goddess, so that way you could either run the Ragnarok team or the goddess team, but forcing people to sort of like push into the goddess meta, which I guess you could have seen that coming with the fact that they made Freya's relic for Nidhogg only, which was kind of stupid, but yeah, she's a summer exclusive character that is the Nidhogg exclusive unit as well, which I think is a really weird decision. 600 banner and everything. Also, I thought that was just kind of a scumball move, scumbag, anything, scuzzball, if you will. That was a really, really crappy move on their part. Not a big fan of the way that they did this. Should have been some sort of brand new Ragnarok character that could have been a goddess, or I don't know, just make a recycled character that has goddess in, or like them becoming a goddess in their passive, the way that they did the goddess part of, you know, Freya's relic. I don't know. That would have been better. But either way, hopefully if you guys pulled this character, you're having better luck with Nidhogg now. The new Chaos PvP mode. We're still in Week 1 on Global. They're in Week 2 on JP. Week 2 on JP has looked really bad because it just made all of the characters that didn't get picked in the first season because they were too expensive a lot less expensive. So now the meta is like super annoying and like regular PvP looking. Not sure how that's going to go on Global just yet, but I'm not looking forward to it. But overall, there's been a lot of like interesting sort of teams to combat the meta in this game mode that have come out of it. So I think that's really cool, seeing people use like fun and original sort of teams. The fact that there's obviously diamonds put behind this game mode, I think is it's good because people get, you know, diamonds, which are great, but at the same time, it makes people sweat really hard in this mode, which is unfortunate because I would love for PvP to be more fun, but this just makes it more competitive, which, I mean, diamonds are diamonds. You want them. You're going to do whatever you got to do to get them, so it is what it is. So, special check-in part 2. This one was fine. Nothing too crazy there. I didn't really like this bubble popper event. Thought it was kind of tedious and annoying. Absolutely hate the fireworks festival event. They bring it back every so often, and I'm not a big fan. I think that the final boss here should have been one of the, you know, ones with the outfits that either hasn't come back yet or doesn't come back very often. I think this is the 3rd time that we've gotten this final boss, and it's really stupid easy and just kind of boring. So it would have been nice if we would have got like maybe final boss Deanne or Merlin or something that hasn't really come back yet that we could get the outfit for, because I know a lot of people are missing those outfits, and the final boss outfits are really cool looking, so it'd be nice for people to be able to get them. So, I mean, pretty much just free rewards with how easy it was, but at the end of the day, it wasn't anything too crazy. That's pretty much it for this one. And then this latest patch was pretty, like, bare bones. You get the step-up missions, which I don't really think are, like, that fun or exciting or anything like that. Obviously, some free materials and stuff. The one thing I have to say is I hate the fact that you have to engrave equipment for this last one. I just... Obviously, you could skip it if you wanted to, but 30 cosmetic upgrade materials is pretty substantial. So having to engrave 2 pieces really sucks. I just don't like wasting engravement stuff on character. Like, I'm already waiting for the collab characters to come out. I'm saving my materials, trying to make sure that I can make the gear for those units. I don't want to waste, you know, 20 engraving stones just to get 30 of these cosmetic upgrade materials, but maybe that's just a me problem. I don't know. Really wish that they would catch up on the Hawk Passes already. I know that they've delayed the JP pack or the JP Hawk Pass, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully, if they delay delay it enough on JP, like over time, if they delay it by 1 week for a couple of times, maybe we'll finally be able to catch up and get Global and JP on the same page, because we're pretty much always a month behind on Hawk Passes, which kind of sucks. They haven't announced the newest one on JP yet. I think it's in the next patch, but I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not a big fan of these sort of sports outfits, but to each their own. If you like them, which then again, they're basically just free cosmetics, so I don't really care what they look like. I'm not going to use them if they're not cool looking, but, you know, it's free, so it's fine. But that's pretty much it. That was pretty much the whole festival. I think overall it was pretty good. I do like the character. I think that Demon King is pretty fun and interesting. Not a fan that demons are still on top, and I would love to see some other teams get some support, so hopefully that will be in the near future. But altogether, lots of free rewards and stuff like that, free summons and everything. The characters themselves are pretty cool, I guess, but maybe a couple of things could have been tweaked just to make the user experience a little bit better. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on the whole thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was something, I guess. I don't know. Feel free to subscribe if you're new to the channel or anything, and let me know your thoughts and opinions on the whole thing. So that is it for me. I will see you next time.